Have you ever heard a story that happened in the past, was effected in the future, and shaped the present? Let me share with you such rare, exquisite story. It is entitled The Photograph of a Hero. The year was 2001. It is very vivid in my memory because that was the year after my father passed away. I had to go back to our hometown, Panay, to attend to the cemetery concerns and other family concerns. It took me almost the whole day to accomplish this, that I just rushed to the house and to greet my aunt before going back to Iloilo. Before I rushed back to the road, she gave me a brown envelope and said, "Dong, I was cleaning the house and saw old photos when we were small. Here are some photos that survived the termites." So I received it. I was rushing to get back on the road back to Iloilo, so I just took it, grabbed it, placed it inside my knapsack and left. As forecasted and predicted, I arrived very late at night. I was so exhausted that I just flopped on my bed and just placed inside a drawer all the contents of my knapsack. And then I went back to work the next day, and I eventually forgot about that brown envelope. And so it was only 2 months later that I happened to discover it again. Why? I was feeling under the weather by that time. Actually, I was undergoing an internal crisis. It was that proverbial 5-year itch, and for married couples and also even for priests, we feel that. And that was the time where I questioned myself whether becoming a priest was the right decision. I had battling desires within my heart, and my work was very demanding. I heaved a deep sigh. And I sat on my desk and I began to do my therapeutic coping, which is to clean and order my desk. Maybe partly because of a little bit of obsessive compulsive there, but it's really, I find peace in ordering and cleaning my desk and my room. And it was there that I chanced again upon that brown envelope. I remembered it was given by my aunt 2 months before. So I slowly opened to check the contents, and the photo is faded sepia colored. So for those who are familiar with old black and white pictures, there's a kind of a coloration there called sepia, and the backdrop were huge, cut out words, "Whither am I going?" So it's Old English. Whither am I going, or where am I going? And underneath are elementary kids, being photographed, wearing the costumes of where they want to proceed in the future. So they were wearing the vestments or the dress of their chosen vocation path or career. And so I was really straining my eyes to locate my aunt, and I could not find her, and of course, my father. I strained my eyes, but really, I could not locate him immediately. Finally, it was the hair, very much like mine, that was a giveaway. And of course, confirmed by the distinctive flat nose. This is a bit augmented by the genes of my mother, but the flat nose and the hair with lots of pomade, it is distinctively Andy, my father. And when I looked at him and I found him, it was really a great shock on my part. He was wearing a black sutana, yes, with a sash that says church. Black sutana with a sash, church. My hands trembled and my eyes right there and then overflowed with tears. It was not only the recognition, but the timing for me encountering that photo, which meant a lot. I was having doubts at that time and was actually asking the same question: whither am I going? Or where do I go from here? As if my father heard that question from the heavens, and he asked permission from God to break through time and space and communicated to me the answer through the black sutana and the church, the sash. The photograph was taken 1951. It's there, indicated in the sepia photo underneath. It effected its message of confirmation and hope in 2001. Imagine the gap of years. 1951, it was effected, the message, 2001, to the son of the owner of that photo, and has ever since shaped my present, my life, my current mission. It is such an amazing realization to know that my father already initially said yes to God, and he brought me to God and helped also reaffirm that call. Nobody told me about this. Nobody knew in my family. To receive this photograph and its message at such time it was needed the most could not be anything but grace from God. A grace that happened in the past, got effected in the future, 1951, 2001, and shaped the present until today. So, what really is the photograph of a hero? Today, November 30, this question is most relevant as we celebrate Andres Bonifacio Day, the father of Philippine Revolution. Also, we celebrate the feast of Saint Andrew, the Apostle, called the Protoclete because it was him who met Jesus first and led others to Jesus, especially Peter. Today, November 30, happens also to be the birthday of Andres, Andy, my father, who they say was named after the Baguio Andres Ugis. I was named after him. Me, Mila, D, from Andy or Andres. The face of the hero for me then is the one who sparks revolution by bringing the people close to freedom. The face of the hero is like Saint Andrew, who leads people to Jesus as Protoclete. The face of the hero is the face of my father, who brought me to love, to follow, and to continue following Jesus. It is also the face of the people of Paradise, Mandaue, who despite losing everything to the fire, still prayed in the Mass and declared their faith in their patron, Christ the suffering King. Christ the suffering King, who is with them in their burns, in their loss, in their suffering. It is the face of the volunteers and donors who share what they have to help the victims. It is the face of every person who struggles to be resilient through the pandemic, the storms, and economic woes. Andres, Andrew, Andy Billones, and in you, the face you see in the mirror, when you wake up, that's the photograph of a hero.